Love that test.
Those eggs are... One sec, Doc.
We'll soon come, Doc.
We'll start talking that.
Yeah, we're getting busy.
We're now joined by the director of the Hugh Winter Fertility Management Unit. Hugh Winter, a fantastic doctor in his own right. But Dr. Vernon DaCosta is here to talk to us about the option of freezing your eggs. Ladies,
yes.
Good morning, Doc. Thank you for being here.
Morning.
We're so far into the discussion.
And ladies, we're not talking about the egg in your fridge.
Right.
From the chicken them.
We're talking about the eggs in this fridge.
Eggs in this fridge.
But Doc is saying you should count those chickens before you hatch them, interestingly enough. When we talk about fertilizing eggs, can you break it right down to brass tacks for the layman? For the women who are watching, what do we mean?
Okay, egg freezing, as we refer to it, is normally known as oocyte cryopreservation. What this is really a method of preserving women's ability to get pregnant in the future. So we now have the method of stopping the natural biological clock, where we can collect your eggs and freeze it, and once it's frozen, it stops developing, it stops growing, so it's there. And it's not
there for us to what? Retrieve it at any time in our life?
And you can, no, we usually recommend that you keep it there for no more than 10 years.
Okay.
So
because we don't want you to come in when you're 55 and older for your eggs.
Why?
Ideally.
Why, Doc?
Oh,
there are 51-year-old women who are having natural births. So why I can't freeze my eggs until I'm 55?
I said 55.
Suppose I'm ready at 55.
Okay. Well, we have a cutoff limit at 55, so if you go to 56, no.
No, okay.
We're not going to do it. We need you to come back.
Is it that the eggs are not viable?
No, one of the main reasons too why we say you need to come in earlier, because as you age, when you become pregnant, the risks are greater. Yes.
So I had my
especially for diabetes and hypertension.
I had my daughter at 35, right?
Yeah.
And I had to go through one host of tests because I heard I was the prima gravida, elderly prima gravida. So I was in the late stage of pregnancy at 35. So the risk apparently is greater when you get to that stage. So I can imagine what you're saying at 55. This is a decision that's usually taken by women who have decided to delay motherhood, either because of career or lack of a partner. Why do women usually go this route?
What we have found now is that because women now, as you notice, are improving on their careers, they are doing their postgrad courses, and now they are a significant force in the the industry. All right, they are becoming managers, directors. So they are.
I think they always were, but I think we're hearing about it more.
You're getting more about it. Because if you look on campus now, 80% or so of the students are the ones who are actually progressing up the academic ladder.
Correct.
So basically what is happening, by the time they realize that they are ready to get pregnant, they are now in their 40s. And when you look at your chance of becoming pregnant when you're 40, it's about 10% or less.
Is it really that low?
Yes, compared to when you are in your 30s, when it's about 25–30%. So for those women, it's important that at some stage in their life, they make a decision as to whether or not they are going to get pregnant.
Yeah.
And our first choice is to encourage them to get pregnant. But
naturally.
Yes. But if they are going to delay because of the problem with age and fertility, then they should significantly, seriously consider whether or not they want to freeze their eggs.
Can you please take me through the process, okay?
Okay, we can
divide. 20, hypothetically, I'm 25.
Yeah.
I am doing my postgrad. I haven't met a man, probably 5–6 years. I'm going to go to work. I still haven't met a man to have a child yet with. I'm 35. So 20-something, I come to you and I say, well, listen, I need to freeze my eggs. What's the next step? How does it work?
All right.
Take me through the process.
We can divide the process into 5, areas. The first one is where we investigate and counsel the patient. Okay? So in that investigation and counseling, what we do is that we do blood tests to make sure there are no, what we would say, infectious diseases, such as diabetes,
Is that to say that if you
HIV,
have any
hepatitis,
Any of those would disqualify you? Diabetes would disqualify?
No.
Okay. You just want to make sure.
Control
right.
before we start the process.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. And because we're going to freeze their eggs, we want to make sure that if they have HIV or so, we put those frozen embryos in a special container.
Gotcha.
We don't mix it with other frozen eggs or embryos.
Oh.
Okay. So after you do that, then what's the next step?
Then the next step is to what we call control ovarian stimulation. This is where we give fertility drugs to stimulate the ovaries to produce multiple eggs.
Okay.
So ideally we are looking to collect about 15 eggs. All right? And that process
These eggs aren't fertilized.
No, they're not fertilized.
Right.
So we are stimulating the ovaries to produce multiple eggs by giving them daily injections.
Rockers. So how you inject them now?
They inject it in
Into
their,
or into your blood?
usually in their, just below the skin.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Sometime in the muscle, depending on the type of medication we're using.
Stimulates the ovaries.
Yes.
Produces.
And then we follow them up with ultrasound scan to determine when they reach a mature stage. Once the egg reaches a mature stage now, we give another injection, which is to induce ovulation. And just before ovulation takes place, we take them into the operating theater, go through the vagina, and we collect the
And you
eggs.
take out the eggs. You suck them out.
Yeah, literally.
In a suction.
Yeah, we put
I'm
a
just, the
needle-
whole process I'm
we
trying
put
to.
a needle up into the ovaries and
Yes.
the follicles,
And
then we aspirate the eggs.
And then what do you do with it? You put it in the freezer.
Yeah, but it's not that simple.
Yeah.
Go through.
So you sound like you're making an
what we
omelet.
do,
I know.
All right.
He said eggs.
Yes. So what we do at that stage is that once we hand over the eggs to the embryologist in the lab now, they go through a special process of freezing the egg that's called vitrification. And what you have to realize, egg freezing is difficult. We have been doing this not a very long time because the egg is the largest cell in the body. And if you just throw it in the freezer and freeze it, it's going to form ice crystal, and that will damage the eggs.
Okay.
So first you have to put a substance there that is called a cryoprotectant to
Cryoprotectant
to
to
prevent
cover it.
ice crystal from forming when you freeze the eggs. And it's a rapid freezing process. So once you freeze the eggs, it pretty much looks like glass.
Wow.
So-
And then you store it in liquid nitrogen.
And then when I want, there's a thing about freezing the fertile. That's an egg that's not fertilized. What is this fertilized egg? How do you fertilize the egg and then freeze it? I heard
then-
about fertilized.
All right,
eggs.
so if
How do
the
you do
sperm
that?
count is normal, then you put about 100,000 sperm in a petri dish with the egg in a special culture media.
And then,
And then it will fertilize. If the sperm count is low, then we do a special procedure that we call ICSI, intracytoplasmic sperm injection, where you take a single sperm and inject it into an egg.
Listen,
and then, so
Tom.
when the woman is ready, then you implant that.
So for egg freezing now, we freeze the unfertilized egg.
Yeah.
And then when she's ready, 5 years down the road, she would come in, we'd thaw it out, and then we'd get the sperm, and we inject the sperm again into the egg. And it will fertilize, and then...
What's a
like-
guarantee that we'll fall? We will have a child.
Well,
Is
that
it a 100% guarantee?
That is the biggest drawback with egg freezing, is that we cannot guarantee you 100% that you'll get pregnant. But the earlier you freeze your eggs is the greater the
Earlier in
success.
age.
Yes. The
Now-
greater the success of becoming pregnant.
We know a lot of people have twins
Yes.
when they take this process.
Yes.
Why is that?
That will depend on the number of embryos you put back into the uterus. The more embryos you put back, the greater the chance of getting multiple pregnancies. So based on your age, we will tend to limit the amount of eggs. So if you're below 35, we'll put back 1 or 2. If you're above 35, then we can put back 2 or 3 eggs, yes.
And really, it's
If you-
about whatever catches.
Yeah.
When do we stop producing? Sorry,
I don't
someone
know.
interrupted.
I
When do
don't-
we? When does our body stop ovulating?
Ovulating when you reach menopause.
Okay,
Yeah,
about 50.
but what is most important is the age of the egg. What you have to realize, when you're in utero, that's when you have the maximum amount of eggs. So like when babies are, say, 20 weeks pregnant, they have about 7 million eggs.
Wow.
By the time they deliver, there's only 1 to 2 million eggs. And by the time you reach puberty, there's only about 200,000 eggs.
How many do you think I have, Doc?
Right now?
Yeah.
Then you'd have to come and whisper your age.
Wait.
I think you would need to do it. Oh my gosh.
Round this up, the age.
Okay.
Just take a guess. Take a guess.
All right, man. You have a couple million
I'm
eggs.
over 35. Let's just say that.
You still have a couple million eggs.
A couple million eggs left?
Yeah, man, that's you.
Do we find a lot of women who are going this route, Doc?
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't say a lot of women, but we are seeing women coming into the fertility unit now who are in their 40s, late 30s, and because they did not do their AMH, when they come to us, their AMH is very low, so their chance of getting pregnant is very,
their AMH is
low.
a test to see how many eggs you have.
Yes.
Why is that? Is it food? Is it just age, or is it also how we live?
Those are the women we want to target, who will be coming, who will be postponing. And one of the big problems when they come, they say they still can't find a husband. Yeah.
Say what they say. They can't find a decent man.
Yeah. So a lot of them are going through donors, right?
Well,
that's an option.
Yeah, so when you're in their late
Anonymous
40s,
donors.
and so usually we'll have to provide donor eggs for those.
Yeah.
So let me just go here for a minute. Is it just our age, or is it about the food that we eat? What is changing over time when we're looking at our egg count?
Age is the most important thing.
It's age.
But of course, what you eat, your lifestyle will affect your egg quality.
Is there anything we can drink like spirulina to up the sperm count and keep the eggs living?
Sperm count.
I can't with her.
I'm just
No. You just
Sorry
have
to laugh, but it's serious.
But seriously, yeah.
Food.
You just need to really live a healthy life.
As clean as you can.
Yeah.
How much does it cost to donate some
Exercise.
sperm? Doc, I know we don't have long. Jamaican men are listening, them hungry for money. Do we want more Jamaican men to donate their sperm?
Of course we do, yeah.
I realize
But
though
the
that
thing
you
is
said...
that sperm...
You said most of the sperm is imported. Most of the sperm is imported.
Yeah, most of
because Jamaica was too small to.
Yeah, because we really, to use our phrase, we don't want to dilute our DNA pool too much. Meaning that we don't want brothers getting married to sisters when you do that.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's better if we
get it from
import the
somewhere
majority of the sperms that we use.
Wow.
Yeah, so then you decrease the risk of, brothers getting married to sisters.
So, sir, how much does it cost to donate? Like, if somebody comes to deposit a mail, their sperm?
Well, we haven't set a fee for that yet. We're in the process of developing a sperm bank, but we have a sperm bank now, but a man can come in and freeze his own egg, his own sperm. So so the cost for doing that is $350 US.
Right.
Okay. So what we're telling women
and
this
then
morning...
there's a storage fee where you need to pay.
Monthly, weekly?
No, yearly.
For as long as the sperm is there?
Yes.
Okay, so the takeaway this morning is that there are options for women who do not have options at a particular time, and your option is that you can freeze your eggs, and when you are ready, you can go in and get the deal done, which is good.
But as I said, the important thing is that we have to counsel them properly to let them know that it's not 100%.
Right.
There's still a risk that when you thaw out and you fertilize it, because it will also depend on the quality of the sperm that you use you might not get a child.
Sorry.
So that's a risk. That's the biggest risk involved with it.
Okay, so you may not, but there's so much I want to ask you. Like, do you choose when you're choosing your sperm as a woman? Do you choose? How do you choose the gender? Not the gender. The makeup of the person. Like, do you race?
All right, let me ask you the question.
Yeah.
If you are in a situation where you need to choose a sperm, give me the characteristics of that man.
Give me someone like Stephen, because I don't make two nice baby with
So
him.
then you choose somebody like Stephen.
So you choose that.
Yes.
Height, race.
We usually advise them to choose somebody who looks like their partner.
Yeah. Or the qualities
if they don't have
that
a partner, then they choose
there's hope out there.
Anybody that they would like it to look like.
There's hope out there. Thank you.
Yes.
Can I come and get a complimentary,
anytime.
what do you call it? The AMH?
Yes.
Thank you,
I want to know how
Doctor.
many eggs I have.
And you are at the Hugh Winter facility
Yes,
up at the
yes.
UWI. Ladies, you can check Doctor out up there and see what your options are. Director of the Hugh Winter Fertility Management Unit, Dr. Vernon DaCosta, sharing some Very interesting information with us this morning.
Want to freeze the eggs?
No.
It's girl power. Talk to you.